In the U.S., head researcher Bingo Minerva is chasing down a promising lead.
I'm in San Francisco today on my way to meet Chuck MacDougal. Now, this is huge for us because we have not found any other person that is still alive today that knows Robert Curtis. He might even have some maps that are related to our mountain.
While meeting with Las Vegas Sun editor-in-chief Brian Greenspun, Bingo asked about other American treasure hunters connected to Robert Curtis. The newspaper chronicled a 1988 treasure expedition led by Robert Curtis in the Philippines. Chuck MacDougal was with him.
I mean, Chuck could really be the missing link that helps us find the gold.
Good morning.
Morning, sir.
You must be Bingo.
Chuck, pleasure to finally meet you.
Same here. Please come in.
Thank you, sir. So, Chuck, really excited to be able to just pick your brain. And really, I just was wondering, how did you even get your start in the Philippines? What brought you there?
I moved there from Hong Kong in 1972. I wound up staying there 10 years and going to school and getting my PhD at University of the Philippines. While I was working on my doctoral dissertation, it was about corruption in the Philippines. This was during the Marcos era.
Ferdinand Marcos ruled the Philippines from 1965 to 1986. He allegedly killed 1,000 of his own citizens and stole over $5 billion from the national treasury. But Marcos's reign of brutality reached a tipping point with the assassination of political rival Benigno Aquino in 1983.
Senator Aquino was assassinated on the tarmac at Manila Airport. And we all knew what that meant, that Marcos did it.
Although it was never proven, many believe that Marcos gave the order for the assassination.
I started keeping a file on Marcos about the corruption.
MacDougal shared his file with one of his professors, Dr. Emmanuel Soriano.
Dr. Soriano was chancellor at University of the Philippines, and he was part of a group that helped overthrow Marcos. And they encouraged me to write the Marcos file showing what he had done to the country.
After he was ousted from power, Marcos was replaced by Benigno's wife, Corazon Aquino. While MacDougal was documenting evidence of Marcos's corruption, he came across the name of someone hired by the former leader to locate the Golden Lily treasure, Robert Curtis.
And the next thing I know, I'm calling Curtis and going to Las Vegas to talk to him.
Wow.
Talked to him for 2 days, and Curtis said, all I want is to go back to the Philippines and resume looking for the treasure. Curtis kept claiming he had the maps. That sounded like it might be real, might be interesting. So for that reason alone, I said, let's just take a look at it.
With Curtis's knowledge and MacDougal's connections, the two struck a deal to find the lost fortune.
I flew back to the Philippines and saw Dr. Soriano, who had been appointed National Security Director. And I said, I think I've got some information for you here you might be interested in. He called the president, Aquino, and said, ma'am, we need to give Curtis the permit to hunt for the treasure, and they did. And we began searching for gold on Fort Santiago on February 8th, 1988.
For over 4 centuries, Fort Santiago in the Philippines was a stronghold for Spanish, British, and American armies. The Japanese seized it in 1941 and possibly used it as a treasure site. According to Curtis's research, the labyrinth of tunnels and dungeons running under Fort Santiago hold portions of General Yamashita's fortune.
We have photographs of maps. We have engineering drawings, other photographic evidence to determine the location, the exact location.
Was there any point where you actually found any treasure?
Yeah. During the dig at Fort Santiago, at the 40-meter level, we encountered marble and gold flecks on our drill bit. Flecks of gold and marble. It was already in the maps that they built the marble fortifications before bringing in the treasure.
I mean, that's incredible. I mean, that in itself is huge. Not only are you getting marble and gold in the same spot, I mean, what more evidence do you need?
Yep.
Why'd you stop there?
Because the president said that we had to leave the fort. All of a sudden, the head of the construction company comes to me and says, "Charlie, we've been ordered to shut down." That came out of the blue, shocked everybody. But we couldn't do anything but pack up and leave.
Do you have any theories as to why Aquino would, again, seemingly out of nowhere, just stop you in your tracks from digging at Fort Santiago?
Well, at the time, she was under enormous political pressure. We surmised that there were senators more powerful than we ever would be that went to President Aquino and said, "These people have to go." And after we were gone, they would go back in there and recover the treasure for themselves.
I mean, if it's really the senators having enough power to shut the president down to stop you from your excavation, I mean, really, how far does it go?
The closer you get to the treasure, the more careful you have to be. There are people that are going to secretly observe everything you do. And if and when they think you've found a treasure, they might step in and either steal it from you or just kill you right then and there.
I mean, that's very good indication that you're on the right path then.
Yeah.
Is there a possibility that you have any actual maps during the time you were searching for treasure in the Philippines?
During the dig, Dr. Soriano was called to the palace and returned with a file holding about 30 or 40 original maps of the treasure, found in Marcos's office. I had 2 originals that I retained, and I photocopied 24 more.
I'd love to look at the maps. There's never been any tangible evidence of any kind of maps that were real, and the fact that you've gotten these from Marcos's office. I mean, in this whole story, he's the only one that I'm aware of, at least, that has actually cashed out and found some gold. Do you still have the maps?
Come with me. Well, this is everything I have.
Is this all your research from your whole time spent in the Philippines?
Yes. They've been sitting in the attic for 25 years. Here.
Here, let me help you with this.
Okay.
Just here?
Yeah. This contains the maps that were given to me in the Philippines.
Wow. Are these the original maps here?
Those 2 are the original maps.
These are incredible. I've never seen anything like this in any of my research.
This is rice paper waxed over.
It has a wax feel to them, yes.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else do we have?
This is Camp McKinley, now called Fort Bonifacio. This is a circle driveway in Camp McKinley. In the center is a shaft. There are 14 tunnels that lead to treasure buried by the Japanese. I think Marcos recovered this one.
If Marcos did, in fact, extract treasure from this site, I mean, that's very valid proof that a number of these maps could potentially be actual treasure sites.
Correct.
What is the value here that's listed at the bottom of these maps?
That's the value of the map in the 1940s.
So of each site, that's how much is potentially buried in that spot?
Yes.
I mean, that's 9 zeros there. So 555 billion yen, roughly 5 billion US at the time.
Yes.
That's astronomical. We're literally holding pieces of history right here. So why didn't you go back to the Philippines to try and recover any of these?
Well, I tried, but they asked me to leave. And I didn't think I was welcome back there anymore.
Maybe if you were open to it, I mean, we can have this authenticated by some experts and figure out the authenticity of it, seeing if these are, in fact, of the time period of the era. Would you be open to something like that?
Absolutely.